Hello, a very good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are watching us from. And you are warmly welcome to the Power Impact Series, proudly brought to you by the African Seasoned Speakers Network, where our whole aim is to influence the next generation of Africans and then to bring on board speakers from all over the world to be a source of encouragement and serve some kind of hope dishes to people of Africa and beyond. So if you're joining us for the first time, I want to say you are warmly welcome to the Power Impact Series. Today in the studio is somebody you want to listen to over and over again. You love to listen to this guest we have in studio. And then afterwards, I'm going to hear from you. What do you think about it? Because I am ready to receive some wisdom nuggets from our guest for today. Were you here last week? If you were here last week, I know you're taking a lot of nuggets on your way, and I'm sure your week was fabulous. This week is going to be another fabulous one for you because you're going to also receive from a wonderful person. But as you know it, let me know who is online with me. Let me know who is right about time with me by going to the chat area and then sending me where you are connecting us from, your name, and then we'll pick it from there. So if you're ready, let me feel the energy in the house by getting into the chat area and letting me know who is online with me. But right from now, we're going to just take a commercial break, and right after that, we're going to introduce in the guest for today, and then I'll read a little bit about your comments that you've given to us. And my name is Ambassador Benjamin Swanson, and it's always a pleasure to be here with you and help with the host as well as the guest who is on board, and then the wisdom nuggets we're going to receive from you. So stick around, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Need a spark to kickstart your innovation? Looking for thought and talks to get things moving? Wondering how to navigate a future full of change and uncertainty? With the eye-opening stories of digital disruption, extreme customer centricity, organizational innovation, and global shift, our collective of speakers, MCs, and moderators will shift your perspective. Meet our speakers. For booking and interviews, contact us on 0246 054092 or send us a mail info.accessnet@gmail.com. You can also follow us on all social media channels at AccessNet Global, African Seasoned Speakers Network, influencing the next generation of Africans.
Influencing the next generation of Africans. I know you are part, or somebody else that you know is part of the next generation of Africans that are about to take over the world and then cause it to work to the advantage of other beautiful people on this planet Earth. You are warmly welcome to the Power Impact Series. As I said earlier on, if you are joining me, let me know where you're joining me from. Get into the chat area and let us feel some energy in the house. Let me see who is on. Let me hear from you. Give me some welcoming vibe so that we can share with our people that will be joining us. And then you're going to hear from our guest today. Yeah, last week was mega. This week is going to be something else. Get ready with your pen and paper, with your pad, with your phones, and let's have the hashtag that is going to be used for today, or that we're going to give for today. So you know it already. Get all the notes down. Make your notes ready, and then we're going to hit going. We're going to hit the road. Right. Javier, Paris. Hi, connecting all the way from New York City. How are you doing, Paris? I hope you took something home last week, and I'm sure you're going to take something home this week too. Thank you for joining us. I have also here Georgina Usu Tabri, all the way from Upper East of Ghana, to be precise, Bogatanga. We are getting all the people around. Come on, get on board. Let me hear you. Get to the chat area. Let's get to the chat area and push it there because, hey, our guest is ready. Yeah, our guest is in the house, and you're going to be blown away. So get everything that you need to have ready for us to move for today's program. Wow. Right. I'm still waiting. Hit me. I'm still waiting for you before I move on to do my introduction of the guest that we have today. Right. So it's time. It is time to get our guests to the studio. And then we're going to hear from our guest. Just a little bit about our guest today. I hope you're waiting for that. Our guest for today is an international speaker. Our guest is a business owner. The name of the business is EMW Solutions. Our guest is an author. And then our guest is the student of the renowned motivational speaker, Les Brown. Our guest has a podcast called Who Are You? Our guest is the author of 2 books currently. The first one is titled A Slave on the Throne. Right? The second one is 6 Kings and 1 Queen. She will tell us about that. Her mission is to draw people closer to God and help them rise from their past faults, traumas, and failures. Our guest is a host on the African Portal. And also, our guest is a coach at Creative Intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're ready, just as I am ready, we want to welcome to the Power Impact series for the very first time. I guess it's no other person than Latoya Walker. Let's give her a round of applause. Yeah.
Yeah. How you doing?
We're good. How are you doing too, Latoya?
I'm good. Thank you for
Wow,
inviting me
wow,
here.
wow. That's good. That's good. That's good. How has the day been for you?
Today's been so good. It's been good so far, so good. No complaints.
All right, no complaints. That's good. We love your African prince.
Thank you.
Okay. So, I want to know a little bit about Latoya. So, you have 2 books. Are you
Well,
preparing for a third one?
I have one.
Right.
Well, I have two, but one is already out, and the other one is
Right.
currently in the making. A Slave on the Throne is already out. It's actually about a girl that was sold into captivity.
Mm-hmm.
She was African. She was born out of wedlock, sold into kept. She was sold into slavery, and she makes her way back to Africa and regains the throne, regains her title. So pretty
Oh,
good
okay.
book. Hopefully one day it
Right.
will become a movie.
Hopefully. I mean, it's getting interesting. What caused her to be sent into slavery, or what caused her to be sold? Or
Yeah,
what's
so
what are the kind of
she was born out of wedlock, and
okay?
she was next to go on throne. So her family sold her to prevent her from um taking the throne, but
Right.
she makes her, she goes through so much in this book, and this book is not to make us sensitive of anything about our past, but it's more to just to be a motivation to life itself, because we go through so much, but we we finally get the prize. So she finally was able to receive her prize, after all she had been through and overcome.
Overcome. Right. This kind of ties into our topic for today so well.
Yep.
All
Yeah,
right, it ties in so well to our topic, but I think the slave kept her eye on the prize.
she kept it. She went through a lot.
Yeah, but the final destination or the final thing was on their mind. How do
Hmm.
you juggle that? How do you juggle that? What when it's 2 things: when you know the end prize and when you are not aware of the end prize. It's I think your journey ends up different stories, right?
You have to really you have to look at stories. You got to look at stories in the Bible. You got to even look at stuff um in our past with other people, and you just have to know that it's not gonna always be like this. You're not gonna always be down. You think of like a washing machine, how it goes through its cycles, but at the end, it's done and it's all clean. And that's how we got to look at life. That we got to know that we have to go through those cycles in life, but you have to keep your faith and just keep focused and just connect yourself with people that can help you get to your journey.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. So someone who want to ask, I did a little reading about yourself, but someone want to ask, who is Latoya?
Well, Latoya is a renewed woman of God. I've been through so much, but I'm a woman of God. I'm a mother. I'm an author. I'm a motivational speaker, and I love helping people to discover who they are because sometimes people don't know who they are. So I pull that out of people to let them realize that it's a good in everybody. You just have to find yourself and pull it out of yourself. And sometimes you just got to get away from the noise, get away from the drama, get away from the people, and connect with yourself, connect with God, and be at peace.
Hmm.
And that's what I help people do. I help people realize that they're forgiven and they don't have to walk in shame or anything that they've done in the past.
Mm, right, right, right. So how do you do that? How do you help people do that? I mean, when
I
they have
speak,
the
I
bad.
speak, I speak with them. I tell them my story, my journey, and I let them know that God is forgiving. Like He don't care what we done yesterday. He don't care about, He don't care about what we did last night. So I don't ever want you to think, if you make a mistake, that God is mad at you, or you got to continue to do what you're doing. If you make a mistake, you ask for forgiveness, repent, and you keep on going. You don't sit and just think about what you done. That's the thinking of man. So once we realize that God don't think how man do, man is gonna hold us hostage, and keep us on what we did last week. And we have to get over that because these thoughts will drive us crazy. Like if you sit up and you think about stuff that you done, or I didn't do good at this, or I wasn't a good wife, or I wasn't a good husband, like that's gonna drive you crazy. Just forgive yourself and move on. That's the most thing we need to start doing is forgiving ourselves and forgiving other people, and you will have a better life. Because believe it or not, most of the time people are focused on something bad than something good. And I want to get that reprogrammed. I even had to reprogram my own mind daily. Like even this morning, I woke up thinking about something, and I was like, "Oh, let me get that out of my mind." You got to reprogram your mind and forgive yourself, forgive your past, and love you. Love people, and life is great.
Right. Love people and know that life is great. So for the
Hmm.
topic for today, keep your eye on the prize. With your story, how did you with your own story that you're talking about, how did you put yourself together to
Oh,
focus?
yeah. So, back in 2013, my brother was murdered, and his death was just so bad for me. After that, I got into a marriage that was very abusive person. Just really like married this person just because I guess I was looking for some sort of love, or looking for that void with my brother, and that didn't work. So God brought me down to my lowest. But when He brought me down to my lowest, I'm not gonna say God brought me down to my lowest. I brought myself down to my lowest. I allowed the people around me to bring me down to my lowest, and He removed me. He removed me, and He rebirthed me. And when He rebirthed me, oh, did He birth something real nice? um, Within this time, I was able to write my book. I was able to get my business started. I was able to just learn who I was, because sometimes you have to remove the wrong things out of your life in order to find out who you are. So that's basically what happened is he just removed me, and now my eyes are open and I can see clear. And it's just a blessing. It's a blessing.
Right, it's just a blessing. You can see clearly. Now
Hmm.
you can see clearly now. Yeah.
Yep.
I can see clearly now.
Clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all the obstacles in my way.
Right, right. So what are some of the things that people did which brought you down? Because I mean, I don't know what they did, but what are some of the things and how you were able to turn those things around for
Oh
your good?
wow. So some of the things were they were just, these were some bad people. I was not loving them myself. So that's why I allowed a lot of these people in my life. Um Looking back, those type of people, I wouldn't allow them to come around me now. But just looking for love, growing up in that environment where nobody's taught to love, nobody's taught to be respectful. It's just living a life. And this guy was abusive. I even had people in my family like to lie on me. They would purposely not like invite me over to make me feel, some type of way. But now I get like calls from around the world with people inviting me to events. So that's another thing too. We got to be okay with not being invited. We got to be okay with the lies. We got to be okay with everything because we have to go through that. It's a story in the Bible with Joseph and his brothers, how they lied on him. They threw him in a pit and
Right.
he still blessed them. So, it was just a horrible time for me. But now, I'm not saddened about it because I was able to see. Sometimes I just cry because I'm like, dang, this is where God, look where He brought me from to look where I'm at now. So, um, it ain't a sad story. It's beautiful because they gotta watch me. They gotta see me. So, and I know that it bothers them, to see a person go from you treating a person bad until now they're going over the world to speak. So I'm blessed. I'm thankful.
Definitely, she's blessed, and her name says it all. She is a walker. So, so doesn't matter what she went through. She keeps on walking. She's
Yeah.
focused on getting up there. So, what are some of your reactions when you see those people who were trying to get you down some years ago? How do you relate to them?
I don't see them. I actually seen I went to a funeral not too long ago and they were still with those had this you know they still the same people just by their action and their energy. But most of the time I don't see these people. God makes sure that we are in two different places. I'm in one place, they're in another. So most of the places that I go to, they're not gonna be. I'll go to church or go write my, somewhere like the library and write my book, or I'm traveling. So I don't see them there, but I've already forgiven them though. I love them all. I forgive them because if it wasn't for them, then I wouldn't be where I'm at
Right.
because I wouldn't have had to go through what I went through. So it's no hate towards them at all. It's still love.
Is it that easy to do that?
It ain't easy to do that at all. It's not easy to love somebody, but we actually have to pray for our enemies. We have to pray for people who persecute us. We have to pray for people who speak negative against us because they don't know any better. So, if it wasn't for them, then God wouldn't give us the blessings that He gives us. So, I'm thankful.
She's thankful. So it's not always that you see people that are kind of treating you badly that you end up saying that yes, I mean they're just treating you badly for treating bad sake. But
Mhm.
sometimes there's some message in there for you to grasp. That is the
Mhm.
question. How do you know or how do you feel that message in there for you?
I think the message in there for me was just learning to be that love myself, first and not be worried about how somebody feels about me. Of course, we're going to be hurtful when somebody treats us bad, but we really need to know who we are and love ourselves and block that out. Like, we got to block that out, not focus on it, and love God first, and then love yourself. So once I got that in my mind, like, I love me no matter what. I love me. If somebody walk past me and don't say anything to me, I'm not gonna let that affect my day. I'm not gonna let it affect me, because sometimes people have issues within themselves, so they try to, if they see the light on you, they'll throw their darkness to try to sadden you, and they can't do that no more because I know who I am now and where God has taken me. Um, a lot of them can't even go, so it's not about them no more. It's about me, and that's what it is.
It is what it is. You're
Yeah,
going where God has destined you to be.
yeah.
Right, right, right. So, keeping your eye on the prize. What kind of prize is this that we need to keep
The
our eye
prize of life, the prize that God gives us, the prize to the number one prize is to spend an eternal life with Him. The second prize is to live a life on this earth as peaceful as possible, to do what your calling is, to do what your purpose is. And a lot of us don't do that because we so focus on what other people doing. We so focus on social media. We so focus on what celebrities doing. We so focus on what we don't have. When you focus on God and you focus on yourself, anything around you other than that is not gonna matter. So we have to keep our eyes on the prize. Do you know how much time we waste looking at other people's lives when we can be sitting down focusing on ourselves, and then we get discouraged when you somebody posts something on social media, but we don't know how they had to go through that. We don't know that they have been evicted. We don't know that they lost their company. We don't know that they just went through a bad marriage. We just see the outside of what they have accomplished, but it's processing with that. It's fire that they got to go through to get that. So if you keep your eye on the prize, there won't be no damage as far as when you see somebody else winning. You know, because a lot of times when people see other people winning, they get jealous. So you just have to keep the eye on the prize within yourself, whatever God said for you. um if you notice, like when you race, if you're racing somebody, when there's a lane of racers, and I don't know if you ever raced somebody before, but I have. And the minute that you look over in the other lane, what happens? You slow down. So
right?
the minute that you focus on somebody else and not the prize itself, you're gonna slow down. So you gotta keep going. You gotta focus on what's good.
Right, right. Well, in my race, I was scared the moment I saw my competitors. so, so I couldn't keep my eye on the prize because these are good guys that I'm going to race against. So just that moment, everything was gone. In your situation, when you're keeping your eyes on the prize, and then I mean maybe a business, you're running a business, and then you see your competitors doing so well, and then you compare what they're doing to yourself. Just as mine, I was about to race, and then I
You
saw my
know, you know
competitors.
what? Something just happened with one of my I have a truck. I have a trucking company, and
Right,
I just the truck is it needs repairing. Um, I'm not saddened about that. They told me the amount that it was going to be, and I said okay. Most people would have got out the phone and been upset or sad, but it is what it is. I got to do what I got to do. But that's going to be a problem that gets resolved, and it's going to go away. I can't cry about it. I can't. That's all a part of business. You have to go in and you got to deal with stuff, and sometimes you don't make the money that you think you're going to make, and sometimes you make triple of the money. So it's just like getting started, and it's problem after problem, but I know it's going to be good. I know it's going to be okay. Like, I'm not going to just, this is going to be a testimony. Like, it's always a testimony what you're going through. Like, you got to have a story to tell the next person so they would be able to have some sort of hope through your story. So it is what it is, but
there is.
it's going to work.
It's getting away. Along the way, along the path of life, when you've actually picked yourself up and then you're moving towards your journey, what are some of the lessons you got along the way as you were going? I'm sure you got to some places that you were heckled, or you got some obstacles that you really thought, why do I continue this journey? Why don't I give up? What are
Oh
some of the
yeah,
things that maybe
yeah.
you did?
There was like an event that was held like last year where different speakers was invited, and I was the only one that didn't get chose. So I could have said right then and there, you know what? I'm not gonna do this. I could have went off of that one event because it was a big event. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like how why wasn't I chose? And I didn't get upset about it. And I actually knew the guy that was doing the conference. I could have. emailed him or called him and said, why wasn't I one of the speakers? I still didn't say nothing. I still supported him. And other speakers, they noticed. They was like, well, why you didn't get to, And I'm like, I don't know. But fast forward to this year, I'm being booked with events. So you can't look at what happened yesterday and think today gonna be the same thing. And a lot of those people that was on that event, they ain't even speaking no more. So you gotta, like just being real, like they ain't speaking no more. I don't got invited to I'm going to Dubai in November to speak. And then I'll be in Turkey in a couple of weeks. And sometimes next year hoping to go to Paris. So it's going really well. I've been getting some advice from some big coaches to get coached. So, you just gotta take your time with the process and what you're doing.
Right. What about those who don't actually know the prize that it's ahead of them?
They gotta know. They it's something that you're here to do. Like it's something you just God just didn't put you on this earth for you to wake up and be sad every day. It's something in it. And it normally starts from, if you can just think about whatever you did as a child, like that's whatever you wanted to do as a child. I've always, like, as a child, I would speak. I would actually sit my brothers down, my brother, and make him listen to me speak. And when we were like 5 or 6 years old. So you got to go back to that one thing that you started as a child, and you got to know that you ain't too old to do anything. A lot of people get their age and say, well, I'm too old to do this or I'm too old to do that. You are not too old. I don't care if you're 50, 60, 70, 75, 80. If you still have breath, you can still get up and do what your calling is. And that's it. That's all. Just get up and work.
Just get up and know what your calling is. Then
Right.
we go again for that one. How do you know your calling? How do you know this is my calling? Because some people have a lot of things that they can easily do. Once, even if they are sleeping, you call them. They are good at doing this. They are good at doing that. They are good at doing. How do you know that this is the real calling for me? So I
I
can
think
pursue
I,
it.
I think your calling is what you help, what it's basically like what we help people. Like I have a friend, she knows how to cook really well. That's her calling. And then you gotta also pray and ask God to like direct you. Speaking life into people was my calling. It's my calling. You gotta really pray and ask God what it is, and you gotta think about it too. What do you like get up doing? What do you like doing that you don't mind doing, that you will get paid, that you won't get paid for?
Right.
That's probably 9 times out of 10 what your calling is. If you don't mind teaching, you may be, your calling may be to teach. If you would do it for free, then that's your calling to me. But you gotta really, that's a question that you gotta really go to God and ask, like, what's the direction and the plans you have for me? If you can direct me towards that journey, on what you got for me. But you got to get everything out the way, because it's not gonna, you ain't gonna go in the right direction if you still in a relationship with abusive relationship. See, God had to get all that stuff away from me before He even allowed me to step in paths with people like you, people like Les, people like John Tellerico, people like just people all over the world. He was not going to allow me to bring that with me. So you got to get out the mess before you get blessed.
Get out of the mess before you get blessed. Right. So right about now, we just want to take a commercial break, and after that, we're going to make sure we are getting out of the mess before we get our blessing. Hold
Okay.
on, don't go anywhere.
Need a spark to kickstart your innovation? Looking for thought and talks to get things moving? Wondering how to navigate a future full of change and uncertainty? With the eye-opening stories of digital disruption, extreme customer centricity, organizational innovation, and global shift, our collective of speakers, MCs, and moderators will shift your perspective. Meet our speakers. For booking and interviews, contact us on 0246 054092 or send us a mail info.accessnet@gmail.com. You can also follow us on all social media channels at AccessNet Global. African Seasoned Speakers Network, influencing the next generation of Africans.
Right, influencing the next generation of Africans. You are on the Power Impact Series show, and we're here today with Latoya Walker telling us a story and how she was able to get through all the difficult times to where she is now. And she says, you need to know when to get out of the mess before you get your bless. Right. So, is it the second book or the book that you are writing?
Yeah.
Siskins.
The second book is basically because I come from, a background where, it was corrupt streets, violence. So that book is more to like go towards that direction to help those people um know that they can stop what they're doing and come closer to God. My first book is more of like history motivation, but this book is actually, I want them to read it, and most of the people that's going to be reading it is going to be related to what they're doing at this moment, and then the book switches over to the people in the book actually giving their life to God and turning their life around, doing something better. So they may not, that audience may not connect with my first book, so I just wrote something for them, since I do come from that background, and I just wanted to know, like, I've gave my life to God, but I haven't. I want y'all to um, know that He will do what He's done for me for you too. So that's basically what that book about. It's about a family that's, they're doing all type of crazy stuff, and one day they just give it up and they just give their life to God. So I'm praying that it reaches to that area of the world and blesses who it needs to bless.
It's definitely going to be a blessing. It's going to be a
Mm-hmm.
blessing. So are you thinking of coming up with an organization that is going to, or as part of your programs, to speak to abusive marriages?
I've been thinking about that. I really have. I've been thinking about that, and I actually reached out some battered women shelters last week. So most definitely, I want to come up with something that's speaking to battered women, even not just battered women, but women that have divorced. Because there's so many women out there that have divorced, and they're going through life like hating the person they were married to, and I want to speak to those type of women just to let them know you have to forgive these people and reinvent yourself and restart your life and do what you haven't had a chance to do. Like if you got to go back to school, you got to do. If you got to shed some pounds, you got to do it. Um, I'm telling you, after this marriage, I became such a more better person to where I scare myself sometimes. Like, who are you? But it's a good version. It's a good thing. It's love. It's peace. And I don't need nobody to disturb what's going on with me and God in my life. Like I don't want nobody coming in with no foolishness. I don't want nobody coming in with no drama, no ignorancy. If you're not around with good intentions, um, I don't need you around me. And that's just what it is. Because, um, we live in these days. We got so much going on, and we definitely don't need to invite nobody in our lives that's not actually genuine for us. So,
Right,
yeah.
right. So yes, I get a point. I get it so well. In your case, if you're advising ladies or advising women that are going through such situations, we want to see how you got yourself out. Did you seek for help somewhere, or it was an initiative you took to just say, I'm working out?
No, actually, another woman helped me out. He 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 met another woman, and she had at that time. Well, he thought she did. He was excited about what she had. So if I ever see her, I'll tell her thank you so much. Because she drew him away from me, and not only that, my job transferred to another state, and once I went to that state, that kind of just made it to where we wasn't even communicating anymore. So that right there, like I've never in my life would never in my life went through anything like that, and I didn't. That's real. Like abuse is real. He had an alcohol problem. He was just not a stable person. He would be one way one day, and then the next day he would be a different person. So I never really met that side of him until we got married, and it wasn't a really good side to see. So I forgave him. Will I ever invite him back in my life? No. Will I ever like let him come back around me? No. But he has to be forgiven though, because God forgives me, so I had to forgive him. So it didn't do nothing but make my life better. That situation didn't do nothing but make my life better. It just made me realize who I need to be as a person and how I respond to people, and also get to know people more. Like, cause I didn't give it enough time. Like I just you know went straight into it. So we got to get to know people more, cause we don't know who these people be. They may portray themselves to be this way, and then once they get what they want, then the real them comes out. So I got he went with another lady, and then my job called me and said, "Hey, can you go to Atlanta to work?" And they gave me a price that was unreasonable, like, and I went there, and in Atlanta I found peace, love, and within myself, not another person. So it was great there. I had fun, and I got to reinvent myself, find out who I was, and now life is better for me. Way
Nah,
better.
nah. Life is way better. You made a decision.
Mhm.
You made a decision. There are lots of other women who are still in there who yet to be made, who yet to make a decision, or who are yet to be helped. So, if you were to have young ladies around you that you want to advise them on the way before they get themselves hooked into marriage, what are five or three key things you're going to tell them to look out for?
First, you got to look out. I would hate to say this, but you got to look and see the persons. You got to go around their family to see how they were raised. If they were raised on love, if they was raised on abuse, you got to see how a man was with his mother. That plays a big part of how a man is going to treat you. And you got to see what excites him, because if he's more excited about worldly things, then he just keep it moving, just keep it pushing. If he's not excited about God, if he's not into you, if he can't keep a stable job, um, bye. And it's okay to be by yourself, because a lot of women think that they looking at the world and social media and think that they have to be in a relationship, that it's required to be in a relationship. You can be by yourself until God sends the right person. Like, that's why you have so many women that's relationships that are failing, and we got all these people, these husbands murdering their wives, because these are broken men, and there's nothing that a woman can do to heal a man. That's something that he got to do through God. And if you waking up stressed out every day, and you're not happy, and you're allowing a man to make you feel some type of way, you just need to be by yourself until you can control your feelings to where you as a person can make yourself happy. So I would just wait, ladies. I would just wait. I'll focus on myself. I'll focus on school. I'll focus on my business. Just focus on other stuff. Like, just focus on other stuff. You don't have to go in off top thinking that you need a man to make yourself feel validated or make yourself seem like you're worth something. Like, you don't need that. You need somebody that's gonna treat you right. You need somebody that you can sit down with and pray with, and he's gonna love you, and you don't have to worry about him cheating or disrespecting you. That's what we need in our life. And if you gotta wait 2 or 3 years for somebody to come along like that, then that's what you're gonna have to do. Because the relationship, if you go into something thinking you can fix it, and they ain't trying to fix themselves, you're gonna be wasting your time. And you're gonna be looking up, and you're gonna be on your third and fourth marriage. So I would just advise everybody, if you're going through something with a man, just wait, like, and just wait. And if you're going through some type of abuse, if you're in an abusive relationship, if you gotta move to another state, move to another state. Move to another state. Unfollow, disconnect with family, his family, friends. Do what you have to do to save yourself. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I
Right.
can hear you now.
You made mention of the first point that you need to find out about how the man was raised. How do you do that?
You go around his family. You go around his family and you see how they were raised. If they are alcoholics, if they're drug addicts, and this is not to say make a judgment, say, oh, I'm gonna make because he probably have reprogrammed his mind and probably not act like they do. But if you go around his family, you see that it's not right, they're not stable, that's a red flag right there. That's a red flag. You got to listen to if his mom is still living, listen to how he talk to women, listen to how he respect women. Because if he disrespectful towards his mother, there is no way on this earth that he is going to be respectful to you. If he's disrespectful to the person that gave birth to him, he's not going to respect you. So that's just what it is. And um just look for those red flags. Just look for those red flags. You gotta, you know how we go on a job and they interview us, you really have to interview these people and not just interview them. You gotta actually see how they're performing. Like you can't just overlook. You have to see, like, does he work, does he pray, like, you got to really see who around you, because that can cause you your life, that can cause you your freedom, that can cause you anything. Having the wrong people around you. I know a woman that lost everything. Bank account was lost over $200,000 because she was around a man, and that's what he was. He was there just to swipe her money, and that's that, and now she got to start all over. And now every man that's coming in her path, she don't trust them, and she's mad and she's upset and she's bitter. So you just got to be on the lookout for these people when they come your way. And I ain't saying it
Right.
about every man, because you got some good men out here. So man, don't think I'm just bashing y'all, but we love y'all. But it's some men out here that, and it's some women too. But I'm just speaking on the experience that I went through, and I don't plan on going through it again.
So the number of years or months you're going to spend to do this doesn't really matter. It's for the end prize. That's the
Right.
most
It's for
important
the
thing.
end price. Because you want to build, and you want to build something with somebody that who want to be lonely. Don't nobody want to be lonely. So you want to build somebody, but you have to build it with the right person. So for you, so if you got to be alone for a season, and we have to build ourselves too. We have to build ourselves too. We got to know how to be a wife. We got to know how to be respectful. We got to know how to bag up when our husbands are going through something, because sometimes men just need they alone time too. So we have to know how to respect each other and love each other without, getting offended if the other one say, hey, I need a breather. I'm just, we have to know how to do that. But we just got to know, and we have to learn ourselves, and we got to learn to treat people good. So um give yourself some time. Just give yourself some time. Right person gonna come along.
Right, the right person is going to come along, but hey, people can wait for that pressure, the time, the
They'll want
time,
to
the
wait.
time, the time. Isn't there any shortcut to that time to cut through that time?
They
Don't you
don't
have
want to
any
wait.
shortcut? Because yeah, it's good to wait for the right person or for the right
Hmm.
thing to happen to you. So it's more or less like you having a strategic plan towards the
Yeah.
business.
Yep. Just like a business.
Right, 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 right. Okay, so let me see what I have here from our people like that. Okay, unit says, okay, this says what? It's really good to keep your eyes on the prize to prevent
From getting distracted.
from
That
getting
is,
distracted.
yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So in your case, you kept your eyes on the prize, and
Yes.
even though the naysayers were coming in,
Yes, I keep my eyes on the prize. I don't, if it's something negative, I am running away from it. Like, I surround myself with good people, with loving people. I don't listen to gossip. I don't listen to drama. If it's not benefiting me or my business or my relationship with God, or if it's something that is not going to feed me, um I don't focus on it. I don't want to talk about it. This phone is really important in our lives because what comes through it, we have to guard what comes through it. We have to guard what comes through our. We can't just really guard what comes through our social media, but sometimes those people that's on your news feed, if they're negative, unfollow them. Unfollow them. Um, we don't need to see that. We don't need to see that. So once we program our mind with good stuff and you have good people when they do call, it's a positive conversation that flows into you. Once you, I don't know whatever religion you are, you start to focus on because each religion, I don't care what it is teaching us to be very, very good people. Whether if it's Muslim or Christianity, they both teach us good directions. So you got to focus on that. You got to focus on God and just if somebody in your life and they calling you. I had somebody from my past and she would call me and update me with all the stuff that was going on in a place that I wasn't anymore, and I was thought about it. I'm like, why are you answering for her? I was trying to not be mean and say, well, I'm still answering for her because I don't know if she needs something or maybe something is wrong. But after a couple of times, I'm noticing like she's only calling you to update you with negative stuff. So I don't answer for her no more. I pray that she does the best she can do in life, but she's one of those type of people that you have to cut off because they're not going in the direction you're going. Um, and everybody that we know can't go. Everybody, you're gonna have people that say stuff to you like, "Oh, you think you're better," or "Who do you think you are?" And you gotta just keep focused and just keep your eyes on the prize, like, and just throw out the noise, leave it alone.
Hi. Okay. And then Maccasia says, the way a man is raised determine how he handles his future in marriage and in business.
And that's true. If he reprograms I have seen men that was raised wrong, but they were able to reprogram their mind. They were able to get around other people who they could learn from. But
Right.
sometimes people don't do that. They think that how they were raised, that's the correct way that it should be. So yes, I definitely, you know, I agree with you 100%. Yes, they you have to see how a man was raised and need to
Right.
know what background he comes from.
Okay. So I have another one here too. Kola says what? Keeping eye on the prize is just reminding or remaining focused like an artist. You are the only person who knows the final picture.
That's right. And sometimes, and I know God, for me, God gives me visions of where He's taking me, and I'm going there. Like I'm not gonna stop for nobody. Um, I'm not going. We can't worry about what people have to say about us. We just can't worry about that stuff anymore. It has to be released. And you're gonna have a lot of people trying to keep you where they are because you have to think about it. These people knew you from your past. They knew you from when you were this person. So they'll try to stay attached to that person and they won't allow you to go into the new you or the next version of yourself, the best version of yourself, because they want to keep you where they are or where they met you, the level that they met you on. I can't hear you again.
They're keeping you at the level they met you. They just don't want you to go up to
They
where
don't want you to
you
grow
need to
up.
get you.
Mm-mm.
Right. Okay.
Especially if they ain't grew up.
All right. All right. Okay. So, what are some of the final words you want to share with us pertaining to this topic?
The final words I just want to share with anyone, if you're going through anything, if it's anything in your life, I don't care what it is, if it's your family, if it's a spouse, if it's a teacher, a dog, a cat, whatever it is, if it's not bringing any value to your life, cut it off.
Hmm.
Cut it off. Wake up, forgive yourself, love yourself. Start the business tomorrow. Start the book tomorrow. Don't let nobody make you feel like you're in a certain spot or if you work in a job that you know that you're really not getting paid. keep pushing because this is gonna be all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan, and just reinvent yourself. Like reinvent your mind, and just keep moving, keep working, keep your faith in God, keep your trust in God. And I'm telling you, where I was 10 years ago, if you had a told me that the stuff that's going on in my life right now, I would have told you was crazy. So I'm just letting you know I'm not where I know God is taking me, but I'm not where I was. I am far from where I was. So I'm thankful for that. Be thankful for everything you got. And I'm telling you, it's gonna work.
It's definitely going to work. It's definitely going to work. Wow. Do you have any programs that you're about embarking on, or any programs you're about to carry out?
Yeah, I got a program. I'm actually going to be in Turkey at the African Fashion Show. I didn't tell you guys that I did my DNA, so I found out that I am Cameroon and Nigerian. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I'll be in Turkey in 2 weeks at African Fashion Show. I'll be a speaker there. And then I'll be in Dubai speaking at the Women's National Conference in November. So I'm excited about that.
All right. So you just had our background. You just from our background here in our neighborhood, Nigeria and Cameroon. That's a lovely combination.
Yep, yep. I found out that I was Cameroon. It was more Cameroon, but I'm happy. I'm excited.
Right. You decided. So you did some background checks.
Yeah. Yep.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay with us. So we get to the part that I love so much. That is the hashtag for the day or the hashtag for the episode. And as you know, da, 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 the hashtag for today is about to drop. I don't know what hashtag you took. If you could send it to me in the chat box, let's compare our notes and see what hashtag we are taking home today. So let's know what's your take home. What are your hashtags that you pick for today? Let me see your hashtag in the next 1 minute. Wow. Come back to the Power Impact series where we're about to drop the hashtag for today. So let me see if I can see it. Pope. Right. So that is it for the hashtag for today is on get out of the mess before you get blessed. The hashtag we're taking home. Get out of the mess before you get blessed. Don't stay in that situation. You need to keep your eyes on the prize. You need to know where you're going to. You need to know where you want to end. Don't just be left there because people have looked down upon you, because the situation has just come upon you. You have to find a way out. You need to pick yourself up and move in there. Latoya has walked the walk. No wonder she's Latoya Walker. So that is it here. And then I have another person also saying that their hashtag is stay focused, because you need to be focused on the prize. Let nothing deter you. Let nothing hold you down.
That's
Keep
right.
on. Keep
Keep
on.
going.
Move on. Move on. It's not the end of the journey. It's not the end of the journey. You need to get to the prize and you need to take it up there. So, yeah, on behalf of the team from the African Season Speakers Network, we want to say a very big thank you to Latoya for
Thank
coming
you.
all the way and then being a blessing to a lot of people who are in that same kind of situation, and how to get yourself out there and then forge ahead. Don't let anything hold you down. Don't let anything hold you down. Let anything hold you down. And then Eunice is also saying that stay positive. Stay positive. You will get into negative situations, but hey, don't let it keep you there.
I need to
Have a
keep going.
positive mindset and then forge ahead. So we want to say a very big thank you to you, and we want to wish you all the best in your future endeavors. And we know this is just the part one on
I
the
see
Impact
why.
series. And we're definitely going to have the part two of it, where we're going to dive deeper into other areas of your story, because it's a good story you shared with us, good nuggets, and we are so happy that you came on board. So, as I always say, if you want other billions of eyeballs, you also have this and receive these beautiful nuggets that you just received. you need to contact us and get on board. Let's come together so that we can let other people also hear this wonderful nuggets that have been shared here. So you can just look under the screen or below the screen. It is scrolling there. You can send us a mail or you shoot us a mail, and then we'll pick it up from there. So we want to say thank you. Have a wonderful week. And as I always say, dreams are in levels. Make sure you get to the top level of your dream. Till we meet again, same time next week, we want to say have a wonderful week. Stay focused, stay positive. Get out of the mess before you get your bless. Have a wonderful week. Bye bye from
Bye
us here.
bye.
Bye bye.